How's it, everyone? What's up, my fellow 1/6ers, quarter scalers, all the scalers, hobbyists, both new and old, and of course, my alien mates up above. Welcome to another segment of Figure This, Figure That, the Don's Figure Chat. Okay, today I do the Ironman Mark III. It was my first foray into the die-cast world, and I gotta say, what a beautiful piece. I've got him in his I've started with the landing pose, as if he's just arrived. He's got all his flaps deployed, no weapons out yet. There you can see the intricacy of the flaps at the back with the mesh effect, and yeah, just stunning, stunning piece. So yeah, this is the Hot Toys Ironman Mark III die-cast action figure. He comes with a mega dope art box. There we go. It has the polystyrene clamshell inside to fit all the parts, and he's got another plastic clamshell underneath to fit the base and everything. So beautiful work, eh? Look at that. Okay, and if you come down, here's his weapons. Forearm missiles in the front, shoulder missiles at the back, and the chaff grenade wheels at the side that deploy from the hip. You come down here, you get a light up head, you get two flexible finger hands, those two at the back. You get two right hand hands. That doesn't sound right, does it? And it looks on here like the paint's come off there. There you go. It was just the highlights. The actual hole is situated at 90 degrees to the hand, so you can get the repulsor. It looks very dope on. This strange looking piece at the back here is the waist, body part. The body part, it's the waist that goes into between the legs and the upper torso of Iron Man. You can see it there, just below his chest armor, in between his legs, so to speak. You have to change that out to get this landing pose. Check at that, eh? He's just landed. He's on his base that he comes with. There is the shipper of note. He comes with a waist grabber and a metal pole. You can get flight poses out of him on that. You just have to tighten over here where it attaches onto the pole. There's the base there. Ironman Mark III. I don't know why I haven't done this piece sooner. I think this was Hot Toys' first foray into the die-cast figures, the marriage of die-cast and PVC. And they've done an exceptional job, eh? Okay, the change out of the waist armor is quite a mission. But once you get used to it, it's easy. Easy. So the shoulder flaps come off at the top there, and you fit his missiles. If you go back to my quarter scale Iron Man, also Mark III, you'll see you don't remove the shoulder pads. You actually just shift them to one side, bring the missiles up, and then close it again. So they've done away with a lot of palaver. These things here come off the arm to put in your forearm armor. But, oh man, he really is a magnificent piece, eh? He really is. I know I say that a lot, but these figures are just something else. Just something else. And if it'll let me do it, you can lift his visor, and it's stuck with magnets. And who's that? That's Robert Downey Jr., of course. Tony Stark. I nearly said Budget Stark. I was watching some of his videos this morning. Budget Stark, Anthony. He's got some brilliant videos. He's a die-hard Iron Man fan, eh? You must see some of his displays. Beautiful. Look him up. Budget Stark on YouTube. Anything you need to know about Iron Man, he's the man. He's the man. Can you see the back flaps there? Just dope, man. How lekker is that? Lekker means nice in Afrikaans. It's like South African slang. We use Afrikaans words. We say, that's sweet, eh? I suppose it's the same as the sweet they use over here. It means good, excellent. Depends on how you pronounce it. Check it in. He's got all the light-up features. The concept art Iron Man, I've just done the video of, and I've had him for a long, long time. He lights up at the waist, into the leg. He lights up at the shoulders, the eyes, and the hands. Where this Iron Man, he's got light-up eyes, the light-up arc reactor, and the two repulsors in the hands. But as I say, this was their first foray into the die-cast figure. And hey, man, they did a marvelous job. A marvelous job. I could be wrong, you know, I'm saying this was their first foray. I'm sure it was, because everyone went mad over this one. I got this one from The Good, the Bad, and the Robots. It's an online shop. Very nice, Peter. The level of detail they put into these figures is just amazing. That there is part of the intricacy of how his suit works under the armor. You'll see when I remove his chest plate just now, it's got the same stuff around the reactor. They spared no expense, they've spared no effort when it comes to making this figure what it is. And I can't speak highly enough of it. It just really is a beautiful piece. He really is. What you see when I turn him around and I've got him standing, what all the details like in the back of his legs, you can lift up the brake flaps. And hey, man, you just, you're blown away by what they've done with this figure. It's really, really good. Let's go over the weapons again. Whoa, check out the art box one more time, actually. Check out the art box. How dope is that, man? Okay, let's go over his weapons one more time. You'll see them in situ just now. There's his forearm missiles, the shoulder missiles, the chaff grenades that deploy from his hips. You come over here to the parts. 2 flexible finger hands, 2 set hands but with 90-degree joins. That there is the armor that covers that torso piece when he's standing straight. Comes with a light up function in this one. As you can see, you can remove the faceplate, but that's all you get. Now that's very similar. Well, the concept art one, I don't think you can even remove the faceplate. So sadly, I think that's what this one here, the quarter scale has got it. I'm sure but they didn't do it for concept art. I don't know why. It actually makes the figure sometimes, not in this pose, because obviously he would have his mask down in this pose or this position when he lands. And if he's going to have it open, I'm sure he'll be either in the process of standing or standing when he's got it open. Ironman Mark III. Hey? So I'm going to just now, I'll just put a quick stop and I'll throw in concept art Ironman to show you his landing pose compared to this one. So don't go anywhere, just hang around there and I'll be back. That's me back. I bet you didn't count to 10. If you'd held your breath, I think you would have been dead by now because it took quite a while to get all this together. So there we go. That's concept art over here. Concept art, the Mark 46 in landing pose. Very articulated figure, that very similar to the Mark 42. So there you have them both in their landing poses. Hey, really nice, eh? I was going to try and bring the quarter scale through, but we just haven't got the room to do them all in landing poses. I don't know if the quarter scale does a landing pose, but I'm sure it must, if this one does. I've left the faceplate off so you can actually see the quality of the paint app and the likeness of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. And now you can actually see the mesh parts that come out of his back. There must be like filters on the brake flaps to help him cool down and also to dictate what is happening at the back there in way of heat transfer and the whole move. I'll show you just now the back legs, how you can see all the hydraulics in that when he's standing. But I just thought they would look very dope together in the landing pose. And boy, oh boy, was I right. Look at them. I nearly started singing Iron Man. No, okay, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, I know. Now you see what I mean? By the concept art cap, you haven't got a head sculpt like this. I think they could have given us one. Because, I mean, it's just, yeah, so lacquer to have him, you know, on your figure. The mask would be down now, you know, as I said earlier, but it still makes for a dope option to show the face to people or to yourself. Sorry, I nearly dropped my camera there. Okay, let me get back up and start putting him back together. So count to 3 days and I will be back. Only joking. Only joking. But yeah, I'm just going to sort him out quickly. And we'll get him in a standing pose with all of these armaments on. And we'll take it from there. What do you say? What do you say? You in agreement? You in agreement? Look at that, eh? You can see why people fall in love with Iron Man. As I say, check out Budget Stark's channel. Very knowledgeable chap, eh? He lives in Hong Kong, actually. He's a member of Secret Base, which is there's 2 shops. Apparently, I was watching one of his videos this morning. There's 2 shops in China. One is called Secret Base. The other one is in a complex. They're the only 2 that sell hot toys. But he was showing me, or showing us, all the pirate copies in Hong Kong. And they literally on the shelf next door to these, where they've copied artwork on the boxes, they've copied the figures. Yeah, very interesting, eh? Very, very interesting. But you can tell, you know, it's like getting a shirt or buying a pair of jeans or a suit. You can tell straight away when you pick them up if they're quality or not. And it's the same with these. You know, if you know hot toys, you'll know when one is a fake. So don't be worried about that. It doesn't happen. I haven't seen it happen once in the group yet, where a person or collector has bought a 1/6 scale and it's been a counterfeit or a copy. They're usually up front. They let you know that it's a copy or you know, because there's no copyright laws, so to speak. So you get counterfeit and unlicensed figures right next to each other in the shops. Okay, so that's them too. Excuse me, in their landing pose. Let me put some weapons on this bad boy and bring you back for a missile attack. I'll be back. That's me back again. Now, if you look here, this is how he comes apart. That waist, the twisted piece on the left, is the piece you put in to do the flight pose. That's the piece you put back to make him straight again. There's no articulation in the waist, although there is articulation in the upper part of the torso, because you can pull that up to able to turn it to various facing angles. So yeah, I just wanted to show you quickly what you go through on this figure to change him out, to put him in a flight pose. But you can also, a landing pose. You can also use the same twisted torso to put him in a flight pose if you had one of those bendable arms with the same, can you see it down there? That waist grabber. At the moment, he's got a straight pole, so you can only really use him in a standing pose. You can get a bit of a flying pose on him with this base and pole, but you can't get him coming at you as if he's lying down, because you can do that flight pose with that twisted waist armor. Okay, I just wanted to show you that, how he splits up into all these various parts. I'll be back just now and I'll have him all sorted. Again, count till the end of the week and I will be back. Boom. Alright, that's me back. I've got him in a very aggressive stance. He's now aiming all his missiles at us. As you can see, I've put one of those right angled hands on that side. You wouldn't have that normally because he's firing the missiles. On this one, I've got an articulated finger hand. You could use that one for firing those missiles, or you would use the fist or just the straight hand. I've also attached the chaff grenades to each hip. They look really dope. I've put the shoulder missiles on, taken off the compartments and put those on. Can you see the missiles? There they are up top there, on top of the forearm armor. Maybe this side might be better. There we go. All ready to blow you to kingdom come. I would show you the light up function, but because this one has been in storage for a bit, I only took him out the other day to give him a breath of fresh air. He sounds like a human. Yeah, the batteries, I took them out. You always take the batteries out, obviously, because of leakage or stuff like that. I wished I could show you. Oops, excuse me there. But I can't. The arms you can pull out from the shoulder joints there to give you further extension on both sides. The legs, I haven't done it, but the legs drop with the push of a button. That is the twisty piece that I took out. As you can see, where is it? There. There's a button you push and it releases it from the legs. He's still got his Tony Stark head sculpt on, So if I lift that off, this might be when he would do it. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's A-Team, sorry. So yeah, maybe if I stand up, you'll be able to see the detail better on the top here. Yeah, much better, eh? There's the missiles. Now, if you look at the Mark III quarter scale, all of that, and the shoulder, and the chaff grenades at the hip are all part of the figure. You just pull them out. Or fold this back and fold that back, and you can get yourself a beautiful armored piece. Armed to the teeth to blow you to smithereens. Yeah, so what do you think? Do you like him? I do. This is like a special armor for me. It's really, really dope. Look at him, man. Aren't you impressed? I don't hear any oohs or ahs. If you look at that face there, that jaw piece, the bottom of the armor of the helmet, that actually pulls down. So you can see more of the face. And, I mean, look at that. They've got the likeness again, I say, spot on, eh? Spot on. So I actually said just now, he's the same as the other ones. You can pull the upper torso away from the waist to give you better articulation. You can't. This piece is a solid piece. You don't get no wrist, waist articulation at all. The only articulation you get is the changing of the waist piece to put him in a different, in the landing pose or flight pose or different pose. But other than that, I mean, he's articulated to hell and gone. How's that for a technical term? Let me turn him around without me knocking him over. Here we go. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. He's turning. He's turning. And he has turned. He's facing Gotham. All right, there we go. So there you can see all the detail underneath the flaps. And they both legs. The ankle's articulated, so is the toe portion. So yeah, when you get him tiny, well, when you put him in a flight pose, he looks really, really good with all the flaps open, and yeah, he just looks dope. So there you have him from the back. Do you want me to lift the flaps? Oh man, I shall try. No, it's too dodgy because he's not on a pole or anything. I've just got him standing, but you've seen the flaps anyway, so you're not missing much. So that's all the back detail. Double bend knees. I think it's only single bend elbows though, but you wouldn't need more than that really to get some poses out of this guy. As I say, this was one of the first one where they married die cast and PVC, so they were really still learning the tricks of the trade of that. If you look at the concept art one, I speak about the shoulder panels where you can push them up to cover the distance between the arm and the actual armor. Don't try this at home, kids. It's very nerve-wracking. You're expecting him to fall at any minute. Oh, we got him. We got him. My God, that was nerve-wracking. So there we go. In all his glory, eh? How dope is this piece? I love it. I love it. Tony Stark, I love you. Iron Man. Sorry, Batman. I could hear Batman moaning in the background there. Okay, so if you go down here, these are the pieces that I took off. At the back is the shoulders flaps where you put the missiles. The two round things are on his hip joint there, just there. You can actually see, can you, the chaff grenade there, over here. There's one either side. And then these funny looking things at the front is what you take off to put the missiles on. Very nice, eh? And he looks fantastic under lights with all that red. It's like a custom paint job, man. Look at him. So yeah, that is my Ironman Mark III die cast. Really, really nice. You can have lots of display options with him. With the chest armor off or on, you can see all the workings underneath. Yeah, it's a dope piece, eh? And with that being said, I'm going to leave it at that. You've had a landing pose, you've had a split up, and you've had the marriage. So everyone's happy chappy. As I'll give you a quick look at the art box again. I mean, that on its own is a work of art. Really, really nice. Go down to Mark III. He's got the normal polystyrene clamshell inside. You've just seen these parts here. I've left the hands, so the first hand closest to us here is a right angled hand, what he wears on that shoulder, on that arm. And you come down, he's got the flexible finger hand, which he has on that arm. There you can see I've bent some of the fingers down, and he uses two as an aiming mechanism. This here is the twisty part, which I showed you in the beginning. That there is the light up helmet only, no Tony Stark underneath. Over here you get the flight pole and the waist grabber. You get his shipper, yeah, the all important shipper, and you've got an instruction manual, but it's still in the box. I forgot to take it out. The obligatory instruction manual. Okay, it's almost supper time. So me and Tony Stark are going to break to have supper. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you hear a buzzing overhead, just know you haven't hit subscribe and Ironman's just waiting for you to come out. So yeah, please hit subscribe, hit like, throw a couple of comments. Which one do you prefer in the landing pose, the Mark III or the Mark 46? And yeah, tomorrow I'll actually try and get the quarter scale in the landing pose. And yeah, we'll see what that occurs. But for now, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Ironman, Mark III, Tony Stark, and the Don, plus Muerte. Say peace out.